Bienvenue, les aventures de Frank et Ben. 5e série, Frank and Ben go to Lac de Plaisir with Geneviève and Minot. 7e histoire, Frank and Ben go to Lac de Plaisir, part 7. Sometime after Geneviève has gone back to the grassy part of the island where her laptop is set up on a picnic table, and sometime after Frank has returned to the morose state he was in before she joined him and Professor Bedard on the rock beside the water, Professor Bedard, now pacing about this same rock, tries one more time to reach Frank's uncle on his cell. "Ah, finally, old friend," he says to him. "What happened? What's going on? You were supposed to be here a half hour ago." Professor Bedard listens intently while Frank perks up, expecting to hear some news about why his uncle, usually so punctual, has not shown up to take Professor Bedard on yet another trip on Lac de Plaisir. Professor Bedard, seemingly tireless in his bid to get to know the lake, was induced by Uncle Emile to go visit a small marsh that he knows even better than Frank. Suddenly the older man stiffens and grows pale. "Stolen? How is it possible? When did this happen?" After what is a very long and tense silence, Frank hears the professor say in a comforting voice, "I understand perfectly, my friend. It's right you should want to get out of the house at this time. But I don't think we should do what we planned. After all, it's not the easiest thing to go wading about in 3 or 4 feet of water. And furthermore, you yourself told me it takes the utmost patience and concentration to spot, never mind photograph, the Fraugatatus timidicus." An even longer period of silence then follows for Frank, while Professor Bedard's face changes from perplexity to concern to alarm. Please, my friend, for heaven's sake, don't take it so hard. For the love of God, don't worry about the rest of us. Don't worry about ruining our day. Think of nothing except getting yourself back in shape." Another period of silence follows for Frank before he hears some sternly addressed questions to his uncle. "Do you think any of these young people wouldn't want to spend more time with you today if that was what's necessary? Do you think they would begrudge a part of their afternoon if that helped you?" Then, holding up his hand so Frank can't interrupt him, he goes on, "Your nephew is right here beside me. I'll explain things to him, and in a trice will be at your side." After putting down his cell phone and wiping his forehead, he says to Frank, "I never thought a rock collection could mean so much to a man."